Hi guys, and well, first of all, I should start off. This is Westy from VVGTGaming, bringing you a first from me on this channel that hasn't been with my counterpart, me the midget. This is Kerbal Space Program. It's in a beta stage, I think. Yeah, don't quote me on that. Regardless, it's fantastic, as you probably can tell from the name and this screen alone. You build your own rockets and launch them at various bodies in space. Sometimes you don't get there, sometimes you just hurtle back down to the ground at copious speeds, but we won't talk about that because that hopefully will not happen. We're going to start a new one. This video I'll be showing you how to get into an orbit. I'll probably be doing a series of tutorials on Kerbal Space Program. Nothing too heavy, as anyone who's actually proficient at this game, as I'm not, knows that what I'm doing now is not professional. I'm not not going for maximum efficiency, and I'm not going for groundbreaking ship designs. So please keep your hatred elsewhere. Go and hate on my counterparts' Pokemon videos, because that's what I'm planning on doing. But apart from that, let's begin. I'm going to call this Kerbal Solar Exploration and Window Cleaning Inc. There we go. I want a flag. What flag do I want? I'll just go for this one. It's my general go-to. Sandbox mod. Career mode. Only recently implemented. There's not much there, but it's still some fun. So what we're going to do sandbox as we get all the pieces to begin with, and I can explain the game better. And see if I get any response at all from this video. See if I should do some more. First of all, I'll explain that this is Launchpad, that, and Runway being those. If you don't know what they are, then you should go do something else, like eat crayons perhaps, I don't know. A vehicle assembly building, a spaceplane hangar, there for building different types of vehicles, as you can probably tell. Astronaut complex, which I'm going to want to go to now, and just click all these. This is where you hire new astronauts from, but there's no penalty, like there's no cost to hiring them at the moment, because like I said, this game's in beta. Just hire them all anyway. And this is the research and development, where you research new stuff with research points, but that's deactivated in Sandbox because I already have everything. Moving on to creating my own ship. I'm not very good with spaceplanes, so I'm not even going to go near there. What I am going to do is just start this ship off by one of these, which is a command module. It holds 3. I need a parachute. I just suggest this to anyone. Well, it really depends on the purpose of what rocket you're building, but the purpose of this rocket is to get in orbit, and I eventually will bring it back down. What is going on with the textures on this? We're not going to go near that, it's scaring me. We'll have that one instead. And I find that that one huge parachute on top doesn't usually do it for me, so I always have like an extra 2 radial parachutes. That way it kind of just ensures the safety of those inside and no one dies. I need to page this up so I have some more room, because this ship's going to be fairly big. Okay, now I need I'm thinking a lot. As I have this, I want some fuel for this to have, just a small tank of fuel for this thing to carry with it. That'll do. So it can move itself in space. There you go. I don't 4 on there. Meh, I don't really need it. On that, I'm going to need actually a control module, an SAS module. I'll explain what that does later, you don't have to worry about that. Structural, yeah, I know I need a decoupler, which I'm not sure if it, yeah, here it is. External stack decoupler. Okay, that's a stage. That's simply just one stage. As you can see down here, I'll walk you through what's down here in a minute. Let's just build this ship first and explain the basic principles. Oh, these radial engines, by the way, are extremely inefficient, so when building your own rocket, if you're going for efficiency, I don't suggest using those. Then I need the stage for like maneuvers in space, so I need a highly efficient engine, but one that doesn't give a lot of power. So I need a fuel tank. That one will do nicely. Perhaps that's a little big. I'm not sure. I'm not really caring all too much. No, I'm going to keep this design simple, just so I don't confuse those who haven't ever played this game before. Upon that, I want a nuclear engine, but I need something to see, that's not going to fit game, but thank you for trying anyway. That's not going to fit as well. I'm not fantastic at the game, mind you, so just bear with me while I pick out the parts I actually want to use. That should work. There we are. Glue that on the bottom. I think the engine should fit onto there now. There we are. That obviously doesn't look safe at all. So, and it's not. I'm going to need to add some supports onto this so it doesn't explode. Control. I don't need anything from control right now. I need a structural decoupler again, but a smaller one this time. That one would do nicely. Okay. Weight doesn't have any effect in space, of course. Is it mass that doesn't have any effect in space? It's one of the two. Physicsy. But this engine does not give a lot of power. However, I'll explain this now. What this engine does do is, as you can see from the... it doesn't have a lot of power. 60 is not a high max power, but it's very efficient, as you can see from the ISP at sea level and the ISP in a vacuum. In a vacuum, it's very efficient. The most efficient engines are jet engines. Well, actually, that's a lie, but I'm not going to cover the final most efficient type of engine because you have to be very good at the game to find use for it at all. Radial engines, of course, aren't very good, and your regular run-of-the-mill engines that people use being this one, not very efficient, and those, the smaller ones. From this, I'm going to need another one of those. I'm going to glue that on the bottom, remove the engine, because I'm lazy and I can't be able to go and seek the piece out again. Yeah, that's not very safe, don't worry. In fact, well, before I forget, supports as much as I can have. Support all the way going up to... There we are. Okay, that should stop that detonating. Moving on. We need a main stage, and I'm going to use these. Huge engine, yes. Structural, I need to go to this page for these. I don't want that many on here. So let's just go for your basic 3. Back to propulsion. Back to a huge engine. Now I'm going to explain a building technique that has emerged. As you can see, I have 3 rockets now. Well, 3 radial sort of rockets and 1 central one. Those aren't on those properly, so I want to have those on there. That's not better. Whatever. Then I'm going to Alt and press so I can copy that. As you can see, okay, this looks highly unstable now. And then I want to press it once more and add a final stage out here. It's very big, as you can see, and not particularly safe for anyone standing near it at liftoff. Let's just go up a bit and I can show you what this thing actually looks like. That is, obviously doesn't look structurally sound. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. It isn't sound at all, and that's going to need a lot of support before I launch this thing. But what I want to do, and this is called asparagus staging, I need these fuel pipes, which is a very neat feature, and I want to go from the ones connected to the main tank, being the 3 radial ones I placed first, get this, and flow those into the mid-tank there. That means that these are constantly pouring fuel into this tank, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. Then I want from the secondary tanks attached to the primary tanks, not the main tank, which I guess means the same thing, but I'm confusing you, so sorry. I connect those to there. That did not do what I wanted it to do, so if you did, that would be great. And then finally I need another one from the outer tanks into there. That looks confusing, ignore it. But it works. I need to sort the staging out as well, or this thing's going to implode, but before I do that I want to add some structural integrity to this thing. Because if I launch this now, everything would just sort of oscillate and rip itself apart and kill the pilots, which is not what we're aiming to do, surprisingly. I'm going to go those onto the mid-tank. Again, those mid-tank, which didn't really help. Support, and for the final tanks, that should be sound, I hope. We go down here, we need to add some propulsion now, the biggest engine on the game being the Rocco Max, blah 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 blah. Add these, add those, add those. This is perhaps not the best to be showing off the game to people. I need some support, actually, structural support to take off with. This isn't the best, and I don't, if you've never played the game before, I do not suggest making something of this sort of caliber. It's not complicated. For those who've played this game know this is not a complicated design. It's very simple, in fact. But if this should be your first time playing the game, do not use this design. It can be considered quite complicated, and if you get some of the piping wrong, things just tend to explode around you, and that's just not good. I want those to fire. I want all those to be on the same one. Bear with me while I get this staging sorted. Okay, now I need to look from up here to see what's going on. The stage there, I need the outermost tank, so I need this one here to highlight when I hover over. That would be this one, so these go there. Now I need the secondary tanks to highlight when I do that. And I'll show you what all these do. Then that ejects, yes. Using my nuclear engine, if I could... Please don't tell me you're being an idiot, game. I'm a bit close up. That decoupler fires at the same time as that. Okay, what it's telling me is that decoupler and that decoupler down there should fire at the same time. That would be useless. It helps nobody in this situation. So I want to move that decoupler up a stage. Not clever, game. Not clever. Okay, and for the final aerodynamic touch, which I'm not sure if aerodynamics has fully been implemented yet. However, just for looks, really, I add... Wait, don't do this to me, game. Okay, there's a few bugs with building it. There's nothing you can look past for the quality. Yeah, it doesn't look very safe. Therefore, I'm going to name this thing unlikely to work. Wunderbar. Terrible accent. Moving on. Now we shall launch. Fingers crossed this thing does not explode. If it doesn't break apart upon landing on the launch pad, I have high hopes. And then we just have to rely on my piloting skill. So effectively we're screwed. Oh, do excuse me, I have a headache. Okay, that does not look safe looking at it now. But it hasn't imploded, so that's good. Okay, now I'm going to press T, activating the SAS module which I referred to earlier, which keeps my rocket facing in the direction I want it, and in this case would be up. And I know it looks like a monster, but I'll explain the basic principles behind it. I'll press Shift to power up, press Space to fire the end. See, you know what I did there? Just messed up the staging. We should try that again. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I'm not that tired, I'll be honest. I'm stretching my back. I'm sitting in a really awkward position and it's not helping my spine. Okay, I want to switch these stages around. Bear with me, bear with me. I'm sorry, Bill, Jebediah and Bob. They're probably going to die. Okay, press T, blah 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 blah, press space, don't explode. Didn't explode, press space again, and we are off. Okay, gonna get some velocity first. Decent velocity, and power down, so I'm just getting efficiency. I should explain, you see these fuel tanks at the side, they're going down, they're being depleted a lot quicker than the rest. That's because they're feeding fuel into all other fuel tanks. So when they run out, I simply tap space, and if I stage it correctly, they drop out, and I don't carry their dead weight, but I do get their fuel really early on, which is very nice. That's why this is, I'm not sure if it's the most efficient way of building your spaceship. However, I really do suggest it because it's quite simple to do once you wrap your head around it, and the most efficient. It allows you to get the most fuel up into orbit, therefore allowing you to get wherever you like, all the different planets, which I'll show you once I'm actually in a safe orbit. I should slow down. As you can see, this green bar down here, that effectively says this little bar in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see. It depends what quality you're watching this video at. Ready to jettison the next stage. Again with the terrible accent. And basically what that tells you is you need to be there to be like matching you stay at a constant velocity at that speed, but of course you won't, because the atmospheric gauge is going down as we're getting velocity, so air resistance is being reduced and the force of gravity is being reduced as we get higher. So therefore we accelerate, but we don't have to put that much power into it. To keep going, now I am rotating a bit, and I have the feeling this thing is not going to be fun to control. But despite that, I should probably start turning. Let's go to the map. This is the map. This is Kerbin. an Earth, the version of Earth specific to this game. You have the moon, being the moon, if you didn't get that. Crayons, that's all I'm saying. Minmus being the second moon of Kirby, and you can go out of this and have a look at all the planetary bodies orbiting around the sun. There are plans for this game to have like another solar system and that which you can go to, which I think will be really nice yet extremely hard to get to. Okay, now I am in orbit. I should start rotating my ship. Oh good, someone's playing with a thing in my head. I don't know if you could hear that. I apologise if you could. Okay, so I start turning now, called the gravitational turn or something like the sort, and I do that, and this allows me to start circularising my orbit, because of course if I stop my engine now, I plummet down somewhere over there. I do this, and it starts circularising my orbit, and if I go here you can see that now it's stretching out, and my apoapsis, which is hard to pronounce, being the tallest part of my orbit, stops increasing so much and allows me to circularise my orbit around the planet. The opposite of the apoapsis is the periapsis, I believe it's called, which is in the planet at the moment, as I don't have a fully circular orbit. I should watch because those engines are out of fuel. Yeah, this is going fine. We have plenty of fuel at the moment, so I'm just going to quickly circularise this. I should stop the engines now, and I'm just going to coast. Yeah, I can't move this ship. I can only really rotate this ship, not that kind of rotate, but rotate this ship when it's under thrust, as it's very hard to control and very wieldy, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to time warp now to the apoapsis, and I'll show you why when I get there. Because from here I can most efficiently alter my orbit. So what I do is have a little bit of force so I can actually move my ship down into, if you see on the nav ball right now, this circle-y thing, I think they call that renegade or retrograde, it's one of the two. And I fire, and this will start moving my orbit fairly quickly around the planet. I'm not going to be going for the most beautiful orbit ever. And in fact, I think I'm going to go try for the moon. Not in this episode. This episode's effectively just showing you a basic ship design to get you in orbit and showing you how to get into orbit. As you can see, I'm just expanding right now. I will show you the solar system like I said before, but if I look away, I'm going to end up screwing something up, and I'll forget to stop thrusting, and I'll just launch myself off, which is not a good idea. As you can see, the periapsis, if I stop my engines now, well, this is a bad example, but if I stop my engines a little bit sooner than now, about 70,000 meters, I think, is in the atmosphere. So as I go around, I'd hit the atmosphere and I'd start aerobraking, which on a few orbits perhaps would crash me into the floor, which is not good. I'm just going to keep firing, and I'm going to try and circularise my orbit a little. It's not fantastic. I'm not good at the game. I never said that. 310 to 329, 316 to 336. That will do. It's not huge amount. How much fuel do I have left? Decent amount considering the fuel this holds. Okay, now I can show you the solar system of the Kerbal universe. Zooming. I'm on a laptop. Give me some slack. Zooming out. Okay, here we have the entire solar system of Kerbal. If you play the game soon, there probably will be more added in. They're adding stuff in all the time. It's really good updates-wise, this game. Maho being a Mercury simulate. Is it simulate or simulant? I think one of those is off of sci-fi, I'm not sure. Maho, Mercury, Eve being Venus, Duna being Mars. The two hardest to get to is Elu, which is all the way out here, and Maho, both because they both have elliptical orbits, so it's hard to get a intercept going on with those. Plus this one requires finesse to get to, and this one just requires a hell of a lot of fuel. But yes, that's that. So this is my ship. Just coasting through. If I wanted, I could. I like Jebediah. We're not going to try and kill Jebediah. But as you can see, if I let go, if I do that, in fact, and just decide to... can I zoom in and see what's going on? That would be wonderful. Okay, I want to get back in. Board. Rotate my ship so the exit is facing the sun so you can see what's going on. That would be a good start. See, what I just did is turned it completely so you can't see anything. I'm a clever guy, I promise. You know what I just did? Still being an idiot. Come on, Jebediah, save me. Let go. There we are. We have it. We have our guy floating around in space. I don't suggest moving too much here. He has an amount of pack fuel, and if that runs out, he's screwed. Plus, he can't survive re-entry on his own, so he has to stay close to the ship. It's not completely hard to control, but it controls different to the ship, and you have to remember that if you're jettisoning your guy out at high speeds, because you might just fling him out into the cosmos, and you won't be able to ever get him, which would be unfortunate. Anyway, thank you for... I said get in. I'm mashing space, aren't I? Because I'm an idiot. Come on, Jeb. I'm sorry. Be a good guy. Be a good guy, Jeb. Be a good guy. I will do this. I'm not ending this video until I get this guy back inside. There we are. Here we are. Back in the ship. Spinny, spinny, spinny. I will use this ship to get to the moon and potentially back. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I will end my Kerbal adventure, and perhaps do more in the future. But anyway, this is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit the like button if that still exists. YouTube is being idiotic at the moment, messing with everything. Subscribe, whatnot, blah blah. Go check out the videos of my counterpart on this channel. Soon to be more counterparts, in fact, so we'll have a variety of things coming out. Well, all I can say is thank you for your interest in this video, and I hope I helped. I could have perhaps explained it a little bit slower, but then again, that's what the replay button's for, right? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.